And this question goes to first to Representative Aguiar. Could a destination casino improve the state's finances? And would you support Governor Patrick's plan to build 3 casinos in the state should it come before the legislature again?
Now, I've said before that I would not support that, and I wouldn't support that now either. I think that casino gambling in the state would not yield all the benefits that it claims to. And we're seeing that in Rhode Island with the casino and Connecticut in the casinos. So the casinos are not the panacea that everyone sometimes thinks. Now, the great benefit of that would be construction jobs, which I've always maintained. That's an important piece of building anything that you would get that from. But I think when you look at the big picture of the revenue that would take in, and look at the amount of loss in lottery aid, which would be direct money taken out of the city's budget, yeah, I think it's negligible as far as that's concerned. So I think that the fact is, in these tough times, everyone's going to say, we need casinos to try and get jobs because people are hurting. And I fully understand that. But I think in the legislature, we have to be very cautious about whether we're going to allow slot machines or full-blown casinos in the Commonwealth. And I stand firm behind that commitment. I think it's not the right thing for this for the state to do, and I would stand behind it.
If this question had come up 5 years ago, when our economy was much better, I think many of the legislators and senators out there would say, yes, we need this. Right now, all industries across the board are suffering. I don't believe that casinos are the be-all, end-all, and they're going to solve every financial crisis or financial situation that the Commonwealth has. It will create jobs. It will also create what I call the auxiliary map of services. Jobs will be created in the food services industry. Food will be needed, produce, linen services. There will be hotels. They will need people to be housekeepers. They will need people to be desk clerks. There are many jobs that will be created. There's also many ancillary services that are provided to casinos, such as food supply, heating, oil, and all of that, that would create jobs and bolster an economy. Will it fix all our problems? No, especially in today's market. Representative Aguiar is correct. You look at Rhode Island, you look at Connecticut, they are downsizing. That is also, if we listen to what many of our elected officials are saying, this is a temporary matter, well, that means that downsizing would be temporary. People have stopped spending money. I do support any initiative which creates jobs and which assists the Commonwealth in any way. We're willing to lose money on dog racing, but we're not willing to assist other industries. So I think that we need to look at everything.
Is there a particular industry that either of you feel is the future economic development in the state? Is there one that you can target that is an industry that the state should foster?
Massachusetts right now is becoming a center for research and development. The biggest problem we have with our research and development, though, here is it's done here and it's sent out. That generates jobs. It generates some taxes, but it doesn't generate what we need. High-tech industries, bio-industries are a way that Massachusetts should look at. But to do that, we need to improve our educational system. We need to put a lot of time, effort, and energy into improving the education that our children are receiving. And that's not happening. And that's not happening here in Fall River, and that's not happening across the Commonwealth. The education system and childhood education is the backbone of any economy. If your children and your citizens are not educated properly, they cannot get employment in high-paying, high-tech industry jobs. And that's what we need to focus on. And when we look at the declining scores and the declining education level of our students here in Fall River and across the state, we have to say, what are we doing wrong and why is it happening this way?
Representative Aguiar, is there any particular specific industry that you think the state should be targeting?
Yeah, I think the state's worked hard. I mean, when you look at some of the initiatives, both prior to my arrival on Beacon Hill as well as what's gone on since then, the investment in the life sciences, the knowledge-based industries, all of the different types of programs that we're trying to get passed so that people can create new jobs in this Commonwealth, they're there. Under Speaker DeMacy, under Chairman Roderick's from Westport, who was the chairman of the Economic Development Committee in the past, Representative Bosley, who's on that committee now. These things, there's some real good legislation that's being passed. The life sciences bill that went through, all the bonding that you see. Some people criticize the bonding. All of the bonds that we have and that we've approved are going to create jobs. So we are doing a lot as far as where we're at right now. We need to continue that, even in this time of crisis. So we need to balance, how do we cut things back while still investing in economic development initiatives throughout both the city as well as the state. We've met privately with Economic Development Council here in Fall River to try and create jobs. There's legislation that I'm trying to work on that's going to be able to have people invest in new industries here in Fall River as well as throughout the Commonwealth. So I think we're on the right track in the state, both the House, the Senate, and the governor. A lot of the governor's initiatives on creating jobs are working. Now we have to try and balance how can we do that at the same time as fighting a fiscal crisis. But to go just back quickly to the casino issue, if we do approve casinos in any way, shape, or form, whether it's at the racetracks, for slots, or anything like that, it's going to open up the door for full-blown casinos here. And if we react to this because of this financial crisis that we're in right now, we're going to be creating a permanent decision that's going to affect this Commonwealth for the rest of the history of the Commonwealth. So I think we have to be very careful to not just say, okay, now that we're in a fiscal crisis, let's just agree to do this. I don't think we should do something that is not well thought out for the long-term benefits of the Commonwealth.